the Jnanapith Award winner in the domain of new literary criticism, the collective impact of the European stalwarts on him, and his own positive contribution to the genre of distinctive criticism. Vishwanath's strength of the tradition lies in his understanding and assimilation of the Western critical trends which dominated in English since 1885 to 1950. Sorry, 1850 to 1950. Matthew Arnold's proceeding spirit, particularly his aim of lifting men from degenerated states, and his propagation with an unprecedented force, the importance of cultural and religious values overwhelmed Vishwanatha as he set for himself his own interpretative criticism of literature, namely Kavya Shilpa Vimarsha. Many modern critics of my generation are of the view that Telugu literature came under the influence of Sanskrit during the period from Nannaya to Veeresalingam Pantulu, that is 11th century to 19th century, and later on is the Western part which has carried the trend. Some of them think that Telugu literature and criticism lost their individuality. And some of them have gone to the extent of establishing that Telugu literature and criticism had no individualities at all at any time. I have tried to disprove these arguments vehemently. Telugu literature and criticism in any age, classical or modern, never imbibed external influences in such a manner as to lose their individual identity. Having assimilated new experiences and values, material and visionary, appropriate for given age, Telugu literature internally built up its own base. Influences, in fact, helped the Telugu literature to further its own individualistic stance. I tried to prove, with all documentary evidence, that the influence of Western literary criticism on Telugu literary criticism is not inevitable. Many original critics in Telugu are the examples to the famous observation of languages. Many authors catch fire from the inspiration of others. Our Telugu literary critics were not drowned in the floods of the Western thought. In fact, Telugu literary criticism does not imbibe even 1/4 of the body of the Western concepts and thought. The rest is certainly indigenous. Every critic has his own native base, on which some Western bricks might have been used in a chiseled form to shape his own archetype. As Johann Hayward writes, the influence of a critic capable of understanding the periodical task of revaluation may not be impressive at first, but canons of literary taste are not altered suddenly by revolutioning any methods. Their alteration can only be effected gradually and in accordance with the evolutionary process by which habits of the minds of educated men and women are changed from time to time. My book was published in 1983. It is now the recipient of the Academy Award for 1986. I consider this is a positive indication of the fact that the educated men and women are in the mood to accept my revaluation of modern Telugu literature and literary criticism. Finally, I take this opportunity to announce my intention to utilize the prize money for either instituting a gold medal in a recognized university or initiating a project devoted to the advancement of the cause of Telugu literary criticism.
Shri Shamshur Rahman Farooqi, Urdu.
और विश्लेषणात्मक पकड़ के लिए ये कृति समकालीन तमिल साहित्य में महत्वपूर्ण योगदान मानी गई है। तेलुगु की पुरस्कृत कृति आंध्र साहित्य विमर्श आंग्ल प्रभाव, लेखक श्री बुधा वेंकट सुब्रमण्यम। श्री बुधा वेंकट सुब्रमण्यम का जन्म आंध्र प्रदेश जिला ओदिपुड़ी नामक स्थान में हुआ। आपने 1957 में उस्मानिया विश्वविद्यालय से तेलुगु में स्नातकोत्तर की और 1968 में इसी विश्वविद्यालय से तेलुगु में ही पीएचडी की उपाधियां प्राप्त की। आजकल आप हैदराबाद विश्वविद्यालय से तेलुगु विभाग के आचार्य और अध्यक्ष पद पर विद्यमान हैं। श्री सुब्रमण्यम तेलुगु के सुपरिचित साहित्यकार हैं। आपकी अब तक 30 से भी अधिक कृतियां प्रकाशित हो चुकी हैं। पुरस्कृत कृति आंध्र साहित्य विमर्श आंग्ल प्रभाव तेलुगु काव्य शास्त्र से संबंधित समीक्षा ग्रंथ है। अपनी विश्लेषण परक स्पष्टता और आलोचनात्मक अंतर्दृष्टि के कारण ये कृति समकालीन तेलुगु साहित्य को एक विशिष्ट योगदान मानी गई है। उर्दू की पुरस्कृत कृति तकदीरी अफ्तार, लेखक
award giving ceremony brings to the climactic point of fulfillment one particular line of activity on which, since its inception, the Sahitya Academy has been engaged year after year. The Academy promotes publications ranging from monographs, anthologies and literary surveys, dictionaries, bibliographies and encyclopedias, as also journals in Sanskrit, Hindi and English. But the annual awards are for meritorious works of creation or criticism and aim at giving national recognition to such outstanding titles and authors. The first 12 awards were made in 1955, and since then 500 or more writers have received such widespread recognition and acclaim. The decision-making procedure has undergone minor changes periodically, but the principle that is basic to the procedure is that an author and his work should be judged by his peers or seniors in his own language. And the executive board merely confirms the decisions already clearly indicated by the final panel of judges. Awards are given to writers in the 22 languages recognized by the Academy. But in the Indian democracy of letters, there are no big and small languages. And we are not Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Kannada, or Urdu writers, but only Indian writers who happen to write in one or another of the living languages of the country. We are all equally heirs to the same opulent multifoliate cultural heritage of this subcontinent. When individual award winners speak, each for a few minutes, about the compulsions of their artistic self-expression, and they will tomorrow, although not all who attend the writers' meet may be able to follow the exact thought sequence or nuances of idiom and style. Nothing essential will be missed by the deeper listening of the soul. And the ensemble of writers, readers, will acquire in receptive ears a symphonic quality. Here is national integration at the level of the spirit. All significant literature, being really the recordation of the tremors as also the poise of the universal atom, triumph and fair weather alike. It is most gratifying that this year all of the 22 languages receive this accolade of recognition. Mahakaryanya, lyric poetry, novels, short stories, literary criticism, well-written, biography, autobiography, all find representation in good measure. That's what they write. There is a happy mingling of age and youth, of veterans and new arrivals, and a few gifted women writers as well. May that thrive in peace in the coming years. Supercilious people sometimes ask with a touch of exasperation.